Hey kids, Thursday.
And I wanna kiss you.
Sorry, I just realized this isn't stopped. Today we're looking at finding the circumference of a circle. The circumference of a circumference is just a fancy word for the perimeter. So you can ignore all this. This is, I like to label the things. And the biggest, most important thing is that if no picture is given, you need to draw one. Okay? So there's a picture here. The diameter is 1, and it's asking for us to find the circumference. So what we're going to do is, yesterday we started with this, R equals D equals, now we're going to add a C to the bottom. Okay, if you remember from yesterday, to get from the radius to the diameter was times 2, and to get from the diameter to the radius, going back up this way, was just divide by 2. Okay, we're going to add to that now, because to get from the diameter to the circumference, you need to multiply by pi. Okay, you learned about pi yesterday in the brain pot video, and if you didn't watch it, you're going to watch it again today. Today, we're going to use pi as 3. Pi is actually estimated at something like 3 1400ths. So if you're getting this, I'm going to encourage you to use 3 1400ths for pi, which is in the example. Similarly, times 2 times pi, to get from the circumference to the diameter, you divide by pi. Okay, and if you want to rewatch the brain pot video from yesterday, it's called Circles, and it goes over all of this. All right, so now I'm going to fill in. My diameter is 1. Well, if I want to go from my diameter to my circumference, I need to multiply by pi. I can write that 3 ways. I can write that 1 times pi, okay, which is just pi, or I can write it as 3 if I'm approximating, or, 3 1400ths. All answers are acceptable, okay, for the circumference. All right? Now for this example, it says find the circumference. Well, there is no picture, so my first step right here is to draw a picture. Okay, the radius is 6. So remember, the radius is the short one. It goes radius to diameter to circumference. Some people say real dogs calculate. I don't know. Mr. Handley said that. He may have made it up. Okay, radius to diameter is times 2. Diameter to circumference is times pi. Okay, and then going backwards, circumference to diameter is divide by pi, and diameter to radius is divide by 2. Okay, now I've got to plug this in. Well, my radius is 6. 6 times 2, that makes my diameter 12. And this makes my circumference 12 pi. Okay, I can write it like this, or I can actually multiply 12 times 3 as an approximation, which is 36. Or I can come over here and I can multiply 3 1400ths times 12. This is the best approximation. And if you're getting this and you're doing well on it, or if you're someone who made a 5 on yesterday's exit ticket, you should be pushing yourself to use 3 1400ths. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 times 2 is 2. 3 times 2 is 6. I'm done with the 1, or the 2, excuse me, so I'm done with this spot. And then this is 4, 1, and 3. This is 8, 6, 7, and 3. There are 2 numbers behind my decimal, so my decimal goes 2 spots over. So the best approximation is 37 68/100 feet. Any of these answers are appropriate answers. 12 pi feet, 36 feet, or 37 68/100 feet. Okay? I encourage you to go ahead and try the rest of this on your own. I'm going to go ahead and do example 2, but if you're ready to go, you don't need to wait for me to do example 2. You can just check back in on the answer. Whoa. Number 2, find the circumference when the radius is 2. There's no picture, so I'm going to draw it. The radius is 2. I have radius, I have diameter, I have circumference. Okay, as you know the times 2 times pi, you don't have to write it out anymore if you don't need to. So my radius is 2. 2 times 2, my diameter is going to be 4, which makes my circumference 4 times pi. 4 times 3 is 12 kilometers as an approximation. Okay, 4 times 3 and 1400ths is 12 and 5600ths kilometers. Okay, it is perimeter, so it is not square kilometers. Okay, any of these 3 answers, 4 pi, 12, 12 and 5600ths, are technically correct. Okay, on your exit ticket, and what I'm grading today is one of these 2 answers, 12 or 12 and 5600ths. All right, go ahead and finish the rest of this page with your partner, and then we'll check it. Mwah.